right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Vesta Angels Tarot. This is your reading for today, April the 5th, 2025. I hope everybody is well. So, I decided at the last minute just to come on and give you something. So, we're just going to check and see what comes out. I did do the all zodiac sign reading yesterday. So, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go and take a look at it. Um, Miss Linda, one of my moderators, also time stamped, I believe, and or I believe it was Mail. Mail or Miss Linda have time stamped for you all, so let's thank them for that. Um, so based on I just gave you an all zodiac reading. I don't want to go too in depth, but we'll see what comes out. So we got ship, a sense of moving on, a sense of cutting ties. We did see this to come out in one of the zodiac signs yesterday. I don't remember, but I believe it came out in reverse though. So somebody here is cutting ties. They may be in the preparation of it. It also can be, don't have to be love relationship, even though, oh, thank you, Miss, it was male. Yeah, I thought I seen, the at sign and male name. So shout out to male. Thank you so much. Um, and hey, Miss Linda, I'm sorry for the disrespect. How are you? Um, Now I know everybody is not about relationship and everything like that, right? Um, so if I see it, I have to say it. But this also can be toward um job, career. Okay. I also feel that karmic relationships can also be with or about jobs, because at some point of time you may actually find a job or a career that you really love, something that you really love to do, even if it's self-employment, doing something that you love to do. So then it will not be like a karmic relationship, the giving of yourself to your self-employment to that position, right? But then I also, it's just came to me now that I believe some jobs also can be a type of karmic relationship, you know, where it's just battle after battle after battle. At first you like it, but then it's like terrible. So many different toxic attitudes and demeanors and, stuff like that, right? But we do have cutting ties, moving on. This also could be somebody moving in the near future, because the ship also to me is like the Three of Wands energy. Receiving what you need, progression, and arriving. Okay. So the karmic relationship card is about resentment and triggers, perception, intensity, letting go, turmoil, and fleeting. Now, this may not be you, but it can be a family member that you know that is going through some of these issues. Um, and you just like, hey, it's time for you to cut ties with this person. Y'all be on and off and back and forth. Y'all always coming to us as family, for money and maybe a place to stay, because y'all get to fighting and arguing, and then you want to get back together. Then you catch her cheating, you catch him cheating, So it don't necessarily have to be you. It may be somebody in your area, in your community, that definitely is in a karmic relationship, because 911 is always being called. It's always something going on at their house, you know. But, it also can be some of you. It may be somebody that you're thinking about. Um, that may also be being triggered right now by this other person that they're needing to cut off or to let go and or to move on from. For some of you, this can be somebody that maybe you were dating, and you're finally getting to a point where you're cutting ties, or you have already moved on. You're about to receive what you need right now. Um, and your perception about things are changing, okay, for yourself and things that you are looking forward to. Um, and you may also feel the intensity, right? You may also feel the intensity of you actually letting go. That is a real thing, you know? That is when the anxiety, the anxiousness builds up inside of you, where that you finally, it's kind of like, you know how I haven't been to one in a very long time, and I don't go anymore. But some of you have ever been to like a haunted house or a theme haunted house, and they have very scary makeup, you know, and props. Then you got some that's not really scary, right? But you know the ones that are really going to be scary, but you're building yourself up to, you know, because you got friends or family or something like that, like, come on, come on. If you gonna go, I'm gonna go too. And you like, oh, I don't know about this. And that sense of intensity builds up in you because you know you're going to be triggered. You know it is going to be very intense. It's almost kind of like the root chakra when we talk about the building up of, I already said it, but the building up of the anxiety. Oh, the fear or fright. That's the words that I was looking for. That's what it's almost feel like, you know, where I'm also getting like the fool of the fool card. And that is that type of anticipation of the fool card, because the person is standing on the edge of a cliff, about to take one step over, and then you got the loyal dog that's, you know, barking and barking and barking and trying to get the attention of the fool, of the person on the card, the fool card. Like, hey, watch your step, you know, look, pay attention to what you're doing. But does the fool card actually feel that sense of intensity, that fear or fright? But remember, the fool card is also based on faith. That's totally what the fool card is. Because the fool card is willing to take minimum things with them, have a whole new lease on life. I'm going to take a chance to possibly the grass is greener on the other side. I'm, I'm, I'm having faith that whatever this is on the other side of this cliff or mountain is better than where I was at or what I was doing. A sense of moving on, cutting ties. And I have faith that where I'm going or being led to is going to be something better. So next card is the mirror, mirroring each other, self-reflection, introspection, and inner wounds. Now, again, this may not be you. This can be somebody you already know that you had some previous issues with, or somebody new that you just met and they tell you or told you that they're in the process of moving on or breaking up with somebody. Or this could be your ex, you know, the person that ghosted you, that you're not talking to right now. It didn't work out. It also can be a platonic friendship um, that didn't go into a love affair, right? Because they didn't want to commit. But the mirroring is standing out to me very much, because some of you may actually have this sense of intensity within, because you see yourself or parts of yourself in somebody else, whether it's this ex, whether it's this new person, whether it's a person way from the past, whether it's a friend, platonic, and or family member. It could be a coworker that is going through this, that you know are having some issues. But it's somebody here that you see yourself in. Now, I definitely see whoever else this is that they also see their self in you. They also may be having or getting a sense of introspection from you, especially if you are conversating with this person. Um, and right now, if things are good and positive with this supposed person, if you're not currently speaking to them right now, or maybe you have spoke to them but nothing has really transpired or been agreed upon just yet, especially if this is somebody new, they're having some self-reflection right now. They're looking at their own self. They're looking at their own self in the mirror. They're evaluating their choices. They're I see that they're also evaluating their self, or seeing their self in the mirror, actually moving on. Okay, now this also can be wanting to move on with you. hmm Even if this is somebody still from your past, or like I said, somebody you did break up with, um, they are facing the mirror right now. They are really facing the mirror about how you have moved on, how you have finally cut ties. They may not understand what a karmic relationship is necessarily, but they feel the resentment. hmm They feel the resentment, and it is triggering them. Um, and I feel that it is actually giving them, or causing them to have more turmoil or issues in their life right now. It is also causing them to heal this inner wound, or to self reflect on this inner wound. Speaking of butterfly, I seen my mother today, no, yesterday. I told y'all this years ago. My mother has passed since 2006, and in the spring summer she turns into a yellow and black butterfly. So I guess since we are in spring, the spring equinox, I seen one yesterday. So that was my butterfly moment. If you watch my channel, and you will see, you probably will start to see a yellow and black butterfly because you watch my channel. So when you do see it, if you could take a picture, or you could say, hey, Vesta Mom, and acknowledge her, because every year she comes back as a yellow and black butterfly. Only one of those years that was she all yellow, but every other year since 2006, she is a yellow with black, um with black markings inside of the wings. You see how the red is there? Imagine this blue butterfly yellow, and then the red is black. hmm So, especially if you really resonate with my readings and you've been with me a very long time, of course, a lot of my energy has transcended over to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if she's will swing by you. Okay. So if she does, then that will let you know that whatever I'm saying to you is for you, and that everything is okay. Okay. So we have this card in reverse, the butterfly, which is evolving. Okay, well, not evolving, no growth, not the next phase yet. And I know y'all can't see it. I'm trying to read it first because it's white letters. Healing the inner child, or not healing the inner child, and not releasing the past. Okay. Now we all know that the butterflies are about transformation, transition. Um, and for some of you, butterflies can be also some of your loved ones too. Because I know it was her, because not too long after her funeral, I started seeing the yellow and the black butterfly. And every year since 2006, I have seen it. And it will purposely just come past me wherever I'm at. I can be I could be on the other side of town in a whole nother area, and it will come by me. I have been in another state, and a yellow and black butterfly will come by me. I could come out the door to go check the mailbox, and it will come by me. Wherever I can be visiting a friend's house, and it will come by me. So that's how I know that that is her. But this, oh goodness, what we have the engagement ring for? Hold on, y'all. Y'all, godchild asking for money. Her birthday is Monday, so of course, she want to start asking for money. She thinks she's slick. She wait till she leave the house, then want to start asking for money. Sorry about that. So we got engagement. Now, engaging also don't necessarily have to be an engagement ring for everybody, but it can be this new growth. You finally coming out of that cocoon, fully turning into this new phase. Um, I know that's right. Hey, goddaughter. Soon as she gives me a picture, I will put it in the community area. Um, but I'm also getting, like I said, engaging, and still engaging with people, new people especially, can be this new phase that a lot of us need to actually get into or to have, you know, even if it's just one main person, a good person that you can talk to, have great conversation with, maybe go have some coffee or drink or a tea, or go have brunch, or go to a jazz festival, or just somebody that has good company. Companionship also is a form of engaging with somebody, right? Definitely can be better than what was given or done or you were interacting with before, right? For some of you, you actually may get engaged. Um, Especially with Saturn being in Pisces for the next 2.5 years. Like I said, a lot of people will be getting more into their responsibility. And if they feel like marriage is part of their plan, their next phase turning into a butterfly, then I can definitely see it. Like I said, my life also will be changing in the next 2.5 years, because y'all goddaughter will be fully, well, she won't be 21, but she'll be 20 by then. Okay, so she will be 1 year shy of almost what we call legal age, 21. But she would at least be over the age of 18 by the next 2.5 years. So that will be a new phase for me, that all of my children would be grown now, and so it would be more left to me about how and I'm giving an example. Okay, put yourself in your place and what it would be for you, and what would be the next phase or phases for you. I totally will be downsizing. I will be getting rid of a lot of furniture and stuff. Um, because I wouldn't necessarily need to keep my home so homey, because there's no more a lot of children there anymore. You get what I'm saying? It would be more of just my own taste, and not having to have so much because I would not be raising like a child there. She still may be at home with me, but she probably would not fully be there as much as she is now as a minor. You get what I'm saying? So, what is your next phase as you developing into your butterfly effect, right? Higher commitment, eternity, partnership and union, and completion. Now, it can, oh, that showed up very pretty. That red is really giving. You can't really see the white letters, but that red is really standing out. It's coming off very beautiful. Now, again, when K2 and Rahu move, especially K2 going in Leo, we haven't done that reading yet. We're going to do that the first part of May. That will be happening the end of May. Some of you, this really can be some in your next phase in your life. You don't see it and you don't know it, but I see it and I know it. And I even know it for myself. I have not met anybody, but I know the movement of K2 and Rahu will bring this. Okay? Because I have not been in Leo and Aquarius for probably 100 years. So this is going to be a major movement. A lot of people will be actually getting out of karmic relationships and finally meeting their mate. Look at there, teddy bear. Maybe you know somebody that is a nickname of bear or teddy as a name, or somebody called teddy bear. Maybe you have nostalgic memories of a favorite teddy bear when you were younger. Maybe somebody as an adult gave you teddy bears for Valentine's Day this year, last year, whatever. Okay, look at everything and see how it resonates for you. Maybe you had an engagement ring stuffed in a teddy bear or something like that. A cake shaped in a teddy bear. Maybe you may see a teddy bear in a store and it may feel you may feel drawn to buy it for whatever reason and to put it on your bed, to sit it on the couch, to put it on a chair because he just looks so adorable. Okay? Nobody's ever too old for a teddy bear. Okay, divine feminines. Now, if you got a whole bunch of them, that's something different. But one cute little handsome teddy bear, oh, you can't resist, right? All right. Interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, and want to date. What? But this person may be younger. They may not be necessarily. They may not be old school. Sorry about that. Down here in Atlanta, it's spring break time. So your goddaughter is gone for the weekend. So I had to make sure I know where she's at. Okay, so one of you may be older. Okay, it may be 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years, 20. Who knows? Who cares? Does it really matter? Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't. But this also could be with the old school, the cassette tape in reverse. Maybe you need to be a little bit more youthful, because unfortunately the tape deck is out. We don't really do the CDs either anymore. It's everything is kind of digital, so, or computer programmed. So this may be something that maybe you need to do some introspection on. I'm not saying that it has to affect your values, but it could be something that may be a little bit outdated. Maybe how you think, maybe how you're thinking, maybe how you were conditioned to believe, and maybe you are unconditioning yourself because we have a lot of people that are quote unquote spiritual awakening. Okay, that's totally opposite of hey Reese, that is totally opposite of being conditioned. Being conditioned is what we are allegedly learning a lot off of TikToks. Okay, that is allegedly kind of unditioning us or unprogramming us allegedly. You get what I'm saying? Because even with the old school tape, once the tape is out of the cassette, it's really ruined. Sometimes you used to take a pencil or a pen. Oh Lord, I'm showing my age. And you could put it in there and you can twirl it around and make sure that the tape is not crooked or bent. And sometimes you can keep twirling it around and put the tape back inside the cassette and then it would play. But sometimes if it came out too much, it was just ruined. And you spent all that time recording off of the radio, pressing stop, pressing record, trying to do your mixtape off of the radio, and then something happened to the tape and it's gone. Right? If you know, you know. Replaying events and over in your head. Okay, so some of you, you may actually stop replaying some type of events in your head now, especially regarding a karmic or karmics over a time period in your life. But I feel that this phase is coming very closer to being a new one. Okay? Especially with Mr. Teddy Bear over there. We hardly see that card. So it must be something special. We got healthy choices in reverse. So practicing more self-love, self-care, um, becoming more happier, understanding love and life, right? Some people here may also, unfortunately, be separating and finding a new person to hug or to hug on. This also can be your new person that you will be meeting. Um, they could be very thick with it. Divine feminine or masculine, okay? Very huggable. Um, they could be very husky, broad shoulders. Um, they can have a very wide or broad waistline. They also may be very tall or taller than you, especially with the teddy bear here. One of you could be very shorter than the other. They also could be um, a lot of hair, maybe a lot of curly hair, maybe very long hair, also can be locks. They can have a very deep complexion of any race. Okay, a lot of races do have deep complexions, so that don't really mean anything. But they also, may be a very dark chocolate brown, light brown complexion, medium brown complexion, you or them. Maybe they are a very hairy masculine with a lot of hair on their chest. Also can be a very heavy beard or goatee. Mm-hmm. A lot of times I don't give a lot of descriptions, so that's unusual. Oh, your new phase is, how can I say this? Some of y'all new phase is to either become back a Queen of Wands again or to turn into a Queen of Wands for the first time in a long time. Let's just say that. Because you can be one of these persons right now, her, where of course you're very mature, but you look your age by the way you dress. Of course, your maturity is in your conversation, your demeanor, um, your persona, right? You may have gray hair, you may not. Um, that don't mean anything. Sometimes I wear gray wigs. Sometimes I wear white hair. It looks cute though. Um, but it can be that you are, I don't want to say you're not overdoing it, but you are very conservative. Let's just say that. Now, I had to mark her up because she was exposed. Okay, so her red robe was wide open, showing a lot of stuff, right? And as you can see in this picture, it's totally buttoned up all the way up to the neck. Okay, so some of you, this can be vice versa. Maybe you coming out your whole phase and you going into conservative. Maybe you've been conservative and you're about to become a little bit more frisky. Who knows? Take what resonate. Maybe it has been like that on purpose. I know a lot of my people are celibate that watch my channel, and you have great reasons why, because you would like to be in a very great commitment, engaged and or married. Who wouldn't? But some people don't want titles and still have been conservative and celibate. Okay, but I feel that this Mr. Teddy Bear or Mrs. Teddy Bear is going to, let's just say, strike a nerve within you. Okay? Bringing out some inner inhibitions. And some of you may feel like this is a very unhealthy choice because I don't want to be this. I don't want to act like this. I don't want to feel energetic. I don't want to feel obsessive. I don't want to feel like an object or look like as an object. I don't want anybody to obsess over me. I don't want any compliments. I don't want anybody calling me handsome, beautiful, sexy, thick. Um, oh, you got nice curves. You could still be telling the masculine that, especially if he very muscular. Some divine feminines like that. Some like it just as a medium build, with as a teddy bear. Take it how it resonates, right? Some of you, this also could be somebody that you work around or end up working with. Can also be on a project or an idea, or some type of engagement or interaction. Um, but I feel that the next 2.5 years, this is something that you will be working on unintentionally. Why? Because K2 is going to be in Leo. What is Leo? Fifth house of dating. Sorry. Yeah. So, some of you may be making some new clothes, trying out or changing up your outfits. Um, you could also be admiring this person or somebody's admiring you, especially at your job. Somebody could be really watching how you work, also how you walk. I know when I was a younger female, I used to like how I used to like to watch men walk. So some of you divine feminines, that may be a thing for you, especially bow-legged men. Oh my gosh. That's when I was a young girl though, like when I was in 20s and 30s. Yeah, so it can go both ways. Masculines, don't think that divine feminines don't watch y'all, because we do. And now that we told them that, divine feminines, now they're gonna try to, put a little sway in they walk and stuff like. No, don't do no extra. Just walk naturally so we can observe it, right? But we do have the Sly Fox here that came out, I believe, yesterday. Ooh, somebody is changing their ways, a perception, how they do things, what you're invested into, what you're not going to be invested into, changing up your whole dynamic. You could be going one way to work or one way home. Now you may decide to take a whole totally different route. It seems like a lot of things that you will be changing up about yourself, but you may not even really pay attention to this until June. You may be changing your haircut, you know, buying a different type or pair of jeans or slacks, or if you always wore skirts, you may decide to wear some knickerbockers or something like that, and you may decide to start wearing some comfortable jeans, tighter shirts, looser shirts. I don't know. It's gonna be the same for some and the opposite for others. Okay. You say, I like to hear the masculine whistle. Oh, look at there, the food card. Speaking of revealing, I don't think y'all gonna go that revealing. But this is a little frisky. This is also exactly what I just said in the beginning of the reading. The food card to the chariot. Some of you also may think about some type of convertible car, something that's a little bit more flashier than you're used to. Also can be maybe a vibrant color when you usually would go with something gray, white, or black. You may choose something like a little soft green or a blue or something very different. Something out of the ordinary that you will be doing and changing. And you will actually be working on this unintentionally. hmm And by you doing it, is going to attract your mate. Now, I'm not saying whatever you will be changing about yourself may necessarily attract a lustful person, uh, but it is going to attract a teddy bear here. You take how a teddy bear resonates for you or whatever you're looking for. Okay? Like I said, it could just be somebody that's comfortable to look at, comfortable conversation. Maybe it's just somebody that you just hug up on, or you interact, you have a good time, you feel safe and comfortable. Um Comfortable in their environment. They're comfortable in your environment. Soft, cuddly. It does says a blooming romance. Okay, and you got the food card to the chariot here. Flirting, wanting to date. That can be the total change itself. Now, she is like a representation of the Queen of Wands. So, but just for this particular deck, they had her bosom all out and everything like that. And to me, this could be the Empress, or it also can be a representation of the Queen of Cups or Queen of Swords, however you may want to look at that. But you still have this level of maturity. It hasn't gone anywhere. Okay? You still got it. Mm-hmm. You just haven't been flaunting it lately. Don't matter how old you are. Can be still on purpose, not really trying to cause attention or to get attention, because you do want the right attention, engagement here. Um, we do have the stork. Now, again, I do want to warn divine feminines who also can still get pregnant or want children. The stork is the bringer of birth. Okay, so somebody's going to find you very seductive. Now, maybe that's a better, proper word that I'm really seeing here. And some of you may actually be working on your seducing, because seducing is still how you keep a mate. I don't know if the young generation know that. Um, Maybe they do it in a certain type of way, okay, by twerking and stuff like that. But the opposite of twerking is seducing, okay, which is very alluring. So maybe I need to write a book. But we do have the stork, which also will bring new things, a gift, transformation, um, a new lookout on life. This is also bringing a child. Um, for some of you in the next 2.5 years. For some of you, maybe you already had one recently. Okay. Also, maybe you're about to give birth in the next 9 days, 9 weeks. Whether this is you or somebody else or somebody new, the Emperor energy is about taking direction and making a choice and taking a direction and going with that flow. Okay. This is also, of course, Mars energy. It is going to be in the comfortable house, teddy bear, which is fourth house of Cancer right now. You also already got the Chariot here, which is Cancer energy. But you know, the King of Cups is in reverse. So don't let this person confuse you. They do know what direction they want to go in and what they want to do. Okay? They may not be all emotionally involved or invested. Also, Eight of Pentacles here, but they're not confused. They're not confused about you. They see through your button up turtleneck or high collared shirt, okay? They see through that literally. They see your seduction. They see how alluring you are. They see how attractive you are. They see your beauty also in your maturity, especially if you are older. That don't mean anything to them. Um, they also like your wisdom. They like how you carry yourself. Mm-hmm. They really wish to get to know you. And some of you, I really feel that this is, see, their Knight of Wands. I know what I'm talking about. They're ready to come in hot and heavy. They may not necessarily do anything. Some of y'all may, some of you may not. But that's not the issue right now. It's about the issue of taking action. Okay? And the action is like the occupation card here. It's about putting the work and the effort. Paying a close attention to the details. Working the details out. Um, Making a plan. Following through, investing some emotions, and some emotions also can be at least a conversation, at least an exchange of numbers, at least some flirting or wanting to date or show some type of interest. I do feel that this person is going to, if they haven't already, show you some type of interest, that you are their wish fulfillment. I don't feel that this is bad. I don't. I don't. Now, for some of you, this may be the first of many to come. I'm telling you already. For some of you, pun intended. Okay? If you about that life, Knight of Wands. Whoever this is, they're definitely about that life. Even if this is a karmic ex, they still wish to see you. They're emotionally devastated that they did not take charge of the situation and take charge of their self and make this true decision as an emperor, and to keep hold of you, to turn this in from a karmic relationship into an engagement or more interaction or a full commitment on dating, that sooner or later, after a year or two, it would have led into an engagement. They seen you like this. It's not my fault that they didn't make the true move. It's not your fault either. So this emperor, even if this is a karmic past person, they have to live with the fact that you cut ties and you moved on. You're waiting on the next yacht. Okay? You're waiting on the next cruise ship to pull up to the port. And that's probably this teddy bear. Okay? Some of you actually may be traveling with this ship here, going on a cruise this year. Meeting somebody also can be some type of interaction on a cruise ship, that you meet somebody. Now, we're going to clarify this King of Cups in reverse. I told you, Ten of Cups. Whether this is a past karmic that missed out on this yacht, okay? Or this is this new teddy bear. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be a long-term marriage or engagement, but it is emotional fulfillment and happiness, which again, I said, can just be entertainment, interaction, great conversation, flirting, dating, having a good time. You are putting some type of effort into flirting back, saying you're interested, going out on a date, innuendos. Oh, you look handsome. Oh, you smell good. Oh, girl, you look fine. Oh, you look thick. Whatever. Okay? But it's cutting ties from what you were not getting or have not been getting in your past, because you purposely have been keeping yourself single. Okay? You purposely have been keeping yourself single, and this new phase, this new change, turning into this butterfly, is you into this. Okay? Now, why it looked like she got on the same dress? Come on, Pooh. Now, I've been out running to y'all with this darn dress on, looking like y'all from the Victorian time. Now, we do have the 9 to the 10. So there will be a Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is what the King of Cups is holding, but he's in reverse, he or she. So once this king, and it will go like this. Once this king gives the cup to the 9, it makes a 10. 9 plus 1 is 10. But this hasn't happened yet because your butterfly is in reverse. Growth, evolvement, next phase, healing inner child, and releasing the past. Now, some of you have, some of you haven't. Now, with the King of Cups here, this also can be an emotional tie. You may not physically can't stand this person as an ex or whatever, baby daddy, ex-husband. The divorce is not final. You haven't moved out all the way. You know, you're ending yourself being in a third party situation. You've been celibate for 8, 9, 10 years. Some of you 7 years, 7 months, 1 year. And you're wanting a teddy bear. Of course you want commitment. But you want the Ace of Cups first to be given to you before the commitment can happen. Okay? Before it turns into an engagement party. Some of you may actually attend an engagement party of a family member and or friend. Also, for some of you, can be a masculine energy, a brother, a father that's getting remarried. Yeah, devil card in reverse. Why is the devil here in reverse? Which is good. That means letting go a sense of detachments. Okay? Understanding with your mature and wisdom of people, places, and things and situations that's just too much. You recognize it. You want something that's a lot more subtle. And some of you, it's like, hey, Mr. Knight of Wands, Teddy Bear, Mr. Man, Mrs. Woman. Yeah, Devil card in the upright. You're not gonna turn me out. No, no, no. I won't. Can we make this emotional for some type of extent? Okay, before we get to make it dirty. Okay, a dirty cocktail. The World card. What's up with all these naked people? There she go, Queen of Swords. I felt her somewhere. New phase. This is a situation, and or you, or also this new person, turning a new lease on life, closing one chapter, starting another. Also, what did I tell y'all? Saturn in Pisces, the Fool card for the next 2.5 years. New things, new chapters, new relationships. Um, Unfortunately, yes. I'm not saying that you may not run into a person that actually may be a karmic, but that's not going to stop you like it used to. Keep going. Because you know the signs. You're the Queen of Swords or King of Swords, or you're definitely the Emperor. Okay? And if you're a masculine, you're going to be by then in your Emperor energy. And you're going to be like, hey, no devil in the upright. I'm not after toxicity. I'm not after, I don't want to do all that third party situation stuff no more. I'm not with the garden tool, the one night stands. I'm looking for my Mrs. Teddy Bear, and Divine Feminine's Queen of Swords. You're looking for your Mr. Teddy Bear. At least something that will be some type of emotional contentment, okay, which has a lot of respect here. Emperor and the Queen of Swords has a lot of respect for each other. There will not be a devil in the upright, not with these two energies. And Saturn in the middle, no. Mm-mm. So at least this person will be somewhat respectful with your time, the world, Saturn, uh, with how they present themselves, communication. Let's throw out your timing cards and we're going to wrap this up. I appreciate y'all stopping by. I need to buy a couple of more timing type of cards. Some cards, they got little pictures and stuff on them. These are okay with what they have as the saying, but I want some of the other ones that I also see on YouTube. I just haven't took time to shop for them or whatever. But all right, what we got? We got Leo energy, August. We got Leo in the World card. We also got Sag here as the Knight of Wands. This person also may be like an Energizer bunny or an Energizer teddy bear, you or them. Okay. They also can be a Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, Aquarius. Like I said, Sag energy, Libra, Aries, Gemini, Virgo. We got today. Did some of y'all have some type of interaction with somebody today? We got March and after. Or something happened between January or February. Maybe you let somebody go finally. Also could have been January, February of March of last year that you cut ties or something happened. August also can be somebody's birthday. It also could be, like I said, a timing period. Because K2 and Rahu will move in May. So that's May, June, July, August. So that's like a 4-month period. The World card, that some of you may actually meet this person while traveling. They also can be international, is what I'm hearing. So they may be African, Jamaican, Nigerian, Kenyan. They can be European. They can be Japanese, Chinese, Arabic, Latino. They may not, because I'm also looking at this card here. So they may be a different nationality. Um, I don't know if they're still allowing that marry somebody to keep somebody in the country type of stuff. Some of you may do it, you know. When you finally let go and want to turn into the butterfly, you see the light here, the sun, already talking about Leo and the sun energy. And I really feel that for most of you, this is emotionally or mentally. Some of you may not physically have attachments anymore, physically, like seeing the person, being intimate with them, being around them, still going out with them. But this person, in your mind, you still may be seeing them in the mirror. The mirror as introspection in your mental, okay, also can be emotional. But when you finally let that go, and you know when that happens is when you meet somebody new and they take your mind off of it. That's why I encourage you to interact with other people, because they help you to take your mind off of whatever that you were very upset with, that you had to cut off abruptly, that you possibly even had to cuss out, okay? Um, Kept having to talk about love and emotions and feelings, or are you going to do right? Are you going to commit? That's mostly what the Queen of Swords want answers to. Just around the corner, we got another engagement, and in less than a month. And then we got June here. So we got May, June, July, August. Wow. Well, that's y'all reading. Some of you can turn opposite and go from a morning person to actually being out a little bit more in the evening time, you know, especially during the summertime. You know, the weather will be better depending on where you at. It still may be a little rainy or whatever, but you know, long as you got somebody with you and you're going out more in the evening. Some of you also may switch from mornings to nights or nights to mornings if you are working. That to the world card in less than a month. Some of you got a whole new cycle that's about to begin. And I'm really focusing on this Ten of Cups. It's something that you're not allowing to come in, to turn into, look at there, success, to turn into a butterfly. It's something that you're purposely blocking. See there, the food card. I'm gone. Drop mic. Bye. Bye. Bye.